Hello and welcome to another episode of me sharing my love of crafting here on YouTube. This is my little corner called aKnittersSoul. My name is Elo and I am coming to you from Oslo, Norway. If you are returning viewer, welcome back. It's always lovely to have you spending time with me. And if you're new, I do hope you find something to your liking, and if you do, maybe hit the subscribe button so that you'll be notified as soon as I release another video. Let's get started. First and foremost, thank you to each and everyone who has commented, who has pressed like. It's highly appreciated. It's always a joy reading your comments. I do appreciate them very much. I must say that sometimes I do take a little bit of time on replying them. I usually read them quite quickly after you have written them, but sometimes I just need a little bit of time to reply to them, and that's just simply to do with the shape and form of my health situation at the time. Actually, after the previous episode, I think the longest I went was like 2 weeks before I replied. I've just struggled with fatigue, unfortunately, both mentally and physically, and then it's kind of harder to formulate sentences and thoughts, and so it's not that I don't appreciate your comments or that I'm too lazy to reply to your comments. It's just sometimes I don't have the mind space for it, unfortunately. But fingers crossed that maybe over time that it improves at least a little or a whole lot. But yeah, it is what it is, unfortunately. My social media information, I'm on Instagram as aKnittersSoul and on Ravelry as aKnittersSoul. I don't include Facebook information, as it's not a space I'm very active on at all, really, and I tend to keep it for more like my family and people I meet in real life. But again, you're not missing out on anything because I'm super not active on Facebook, so you're not missing out on anything. As I'm looking down on my notes, so it's not that I'm not. As per usual, I will link all the patterns mentioned during the episode down below. I will also try to include yarn shops if I mention them. Yeah, pretty much anything that's linkable, I will link it below. Also, I will have to mention my knit along straight away, because otherwise I will forget it. As you saw it last time, I just keep on forgetting. It's just like I'm doing it, I have it, but I forget it. I have a knit along where you knit from your stash or library. What I mean with that everything that you have purchased before the end of 2024 is eligible for this knit along. And also, since it's from your library or from a stash, is that you can have a pattern, for example, that is from 2025, as long as you are using yarn for 2024 and vice versa. And if you have both yarn and pattern from 2024, then you can put in 2 posts in that thread, and you'll be eligible for like 2 tickets in that knit along. So come join me. I mean, let's make use of those beautiful skeins and patterns that we have in our stash. And yeah, let's enjoy what we have. Because it's very easy to get distracted and buy new patterns and yarn, and that's all fine and dandy as long as you actually make use of whatever is in your stash as well. I mean, I'm not gonna lay down any rules for you. You're free to do as you choose, you know. But yeah, if you wanna be eligible for some prizes, then do a deep stash dive or a library dive. Yeah, come and join me. I'm thinking I'm gonna switch things around a little bit this time. So I'm gonna do sort of like a knit chat before I go into my knitting. And if you wanna skip that, I'll try to be good and put chapters down below so you can easily skip into the knitting. But yeah, if you wanna listen to me ramble just a tiny little bit, then I'll do it now. I went to Ullgarn in Kvelle. That is a tiny place, 1.5 hours drive from Oslo. That's the place where the yarn shop Garnfene is situated. And they arrange this knit day twice a year, once in spring, once in autumn. And it is just overall a wonderful space to meet a lot of like-minded people. To be able to nerd about, you know, what you're knitting, the patterns, the yarns. It's really fun. And also they usually have somebody to give a little bit of a like a speech about something. We've had the designers like Wenche Roald there talk about her designs and inspiration, how like she comes up with different things. We had the two ladies behind, is it bunadskofter, like the traditional clothing that Norwegians have, and like the jackets to them, how they created them, how they are much more included now today in the traditional clothing. And yeah, this time around we had Strikk who spoke a little about the history of Selma mittens, which was really interesting. Getting to know a little bit of background, how that came to be, because as he said, like those typical Selma mitten charts, like the roses, the stars, that is something that goes through different cultures, and they're like found in different knitting history in different countries. Among them actually Estonia as well. He didn't mention Estonia in specific, but I know that I've grown up with the same kind of patterning, and I look at historical mittens and jumpers and what have you, like socks and hats and everything. We do have the same kind of pattern going through them as well. So it's really interesting getting to know a little bit more about knitting history, or where people find their inspiration and how to go about different kind of things in regards with that. But also about this knitting day. It's a knit day, or like it's not actually called knit day. It's just called Ullgarn, like woolala. And really it's about gathering people who love to craft. So if you're a crocheter, just bring your crochets, or if you're a needle felter, bring that. You know, it's not secluded to just knitting. You can do like yeah, you can bring the craft that's closest to you. You don't have to be a knitter. So yeah, that was really fun. As I said, meeting new and old friends there, always a joy. So much inspiration to get from there, in patterns, in yarns, in how to combine them. It's always super inspiring. So yeah, that was a whole lot of fun. Also, I've had my birthday on the 22nd of March, so 1 year older. Woo! Getting closer to this big 50. Not yet, but it's not far away now. I'm starting to kind of feel that. And it was a really nice day, I must say. I took myself to the hairdressers and treated myself with that. It's not something I do like so often anymore. So it was a special day. It was a nice day. And also I had some friends reach out asking me if I had time for a cup of coffee and like cake or whatever I kind of wish, or like a trip to the coffee shop. And I of course had to say yes to that. And they're just so sweet. I mean, I was treated with like I said, coffee and cakes, and also I got some gifts from them. those I will get into a little bit later with acquisitions. But we also went and had a look into the shop that's called Oslo Mikrospinneri. That is a shop that's only like 12 minutes walk from me, and that is absolutely beautiful, tiny little shop, and the yarn is super beautiful. I have not knit with it, but the people who have, they do speak very highly of the yarn, of the quality, and yeah. So I will insert a footage of that as well, I think probably at the end of this video. But if you're in Oslo and want to try something different, then have a look at that shop. Like, it's, well, okay, right now the subway system here in Oslo is a little bit on crutches, meaning they are improving the whole subway situation. They are building out, making some differences in there, which means that coming up to me now, you have to do one stop with a bus for a subway, but then you're back on track. Because usually it would take maybe like 12 minutes from where I lived into downtown Oslo. So it's not that far, and even with that little one stop of bus for subway. So if you're in Oslo, it's not that far away, and it's quite like, I would say it's really well signed. Like, the signs are there where you have to go and what you have to do to get there. So don't be discouraged. Come here, have a look. I do have to give you a warning. She's not open every day, so have a look on the website before you come. But yeah, that shop is beautiful. It's like filled with candy. And yeah, I did get something from there, but I will tell that more about that in acquisitions. Also my baby boy, well, not baby boy really, but he turned 24 now on the 28th of March. And today is my big brother's birthday, so March is a huge birthday month, and I'm really enjoying that. I'm kind of missing the good old days when we were kids, because my brother and I, we were also always celebrated together, as we were so close with our birthdays, and I kind of missed that time, him and I celebrating together, because I love that. The whole family came together. It was the two of us who got attention. I always enjoy that, and I think partially that's why I'm kind of not enjoying being the sole person to be celebrated, because that's too much attention, like on me, kind of thing. It's yeah, but that's another story for another time. I'm not gonna go into that. Also, there is a knitting market here. It's called Strikkernes påskemarked Oslo, which is like an Easter knitting market. Next weekend, or actually this first coming weekend already, it's the 5th of April. Yeah, I think so. It's first coming Saturday. And I will be going there, and I will be going there to join Strikk in her stand and help her out. So maybe I'll see you there if you're going to that market. I will definitely be going. And this year, if you haven't noticed it, it's in Posthallen in Oslo. So not in Sentralen as it was last time, but Posthallen. So just make sure you go to the correct place. I think that's enough for the live bit right now. Well, no, I needn't chat. Well, no, it was just a chat. Me bubbling away. But let's get into the knitting. What I'm wearing is something new, something you have not seen before, something that I've had in kind of on my wish list for a little while, but you know, as it is, if you haven't landed on the yarn that you want to use, the colors you want to use, it sometimes just stays in the plan pile, or like dream knit pile kind of thing. But now it's become reality. So what I'm wearing is my Ilha. I'm not gonna try to pronounce the designer's name. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. I'll just put it on the screen. This is a dream knit of mine for a little while. I'm not sure when I first saw it or who spoke about it. I just know it from one point it was on my radar, and it has been at the back of my mind for quite some time. I just wasn't sure about what yarns I wanted to use and like which color I would like it to be. But yeah, suddenly that all fell in place. The yarns that I've used are Gigernes. Oh my god, luxury lace. My mind. It doesn't say on the label, but it's their luxury lace. It's 100 grams to 800 meters. It is really pretty. There. Really pretty pink. So yeah, 100 grams to 800 meters. It does say here it's 80% blue-faced Leicester and 20% silk. And I held it double with silk cashmere from Pinsvin Design. And the colorway is simply called Pink or Rosa. And these two together, I mean, it's a divine combination, because this one here is 75% cashmere and 25% silk. So this is soft, to put it mildly. And as you see, I still have some yarn left. I used about 90 grams of the 100 grams ball, and this was from my stash. I also had one ball of this silk cashmere in my stash, and my plan was that I was gonna knit until I ran out of the yarn, meaning that I was hoping I knit the body first, and I will insert some footage. I knit the body first to the length that I wanted it to be, so it wouldn't be too cropped, but just perfect. And then I thought I'll do like 3/4 sleeves, or as long as I could make them. But because I'm like, just a little side note, I have knit my ranunculus out of like under 600 grams, but not 600 grams, I mean 600 meters, because this is 600 meters. But I must say I did knit that on a bigger gauge, so I was able to get longer sleeves and like sort of like full not full length, but the length that I wanted. So I knew I was probably not gonna get as long sleeves, but they like, when I was running out of the silk cashmere, they were at a length where I felt it was gonna be too t-shirty, and I didn't want that. So I did end up ordering another ball of this beautiful silk cashmere from Granlund. And it must be said, I ordered this on Tuesday and I had it on Wednesday. I mean, it came so quickly. It's not often I've experienced that, but I mean, amazing. Which meant that I was able to get more of this sort of a bracelet length, or even like slightly less, which is kind of perfect, because you know I wanted it to be light, airy, summery sweater, which it absolutely is. And I mean, I can see myself making more of these in the future. It was super simple and really, really lovely, and the details on this, I mean, they are so pretty. So if you have not looked at this pattern before, I highly recommend it. Go do it. I think it's super, super pretty. I believe it was quite affordable as well. Don't quote me on that if I'm wrong. And yeah, I mean, it was such a pleasure using stash yarn, even though I did have to add on a little bit. But as I've said, like in the beginning of the year, I was gonna try to use my stash as much as I could, but it was okay to supplement a little if I needed to finish the project. So I've done that, and I'm super, super happy with it. because most of it did come from my stash, and that's super satisfying. And now I have this beautiful sweater that I can use during summer. I mean, win-win, right? That was what I'm wearing. Let's get into my finished objects. So finished object, I'm thinking that maybe I'll start off with my muscle burrow. I know you've seen it quite a few times before, but now it's actually finished. And here it is. And I do really like it. I still am really fond of this pattern. I mean, it's a nice snug hat. I did make it just tiny tad shorter this time. So it does have a little bit of slouch, but I can still, if I want to, make like a double brim and thus getting like 4 layers of yarn fabric over my ears, so it's really nice and warm. And muscle burrow, it's a pattern by Isolde Teague, and if you have not knitted before and wonder what's so brilliant about it, is that she does give you guidance on how to, you can pretty much take any yarn, any gauge, and make it work, because she gives you the numbers of stitches you have to have, like according to your gauge. So yeah, and you get to use maybe some of the beautiful single skeins that you don't want to make into socks because they're too pretty for that. And if you're not a shawl person, I mean, this is a way to go, because you use up quite a bit of the yarn, depending of course on your gauge, the size of the hat, and you know, do you want it slouchy, more slouchy, less slouchy? But yeah, you get to use up quite a bit. And yeah, it's Garnfen Paradise, I believe. I have misplaced the label. But yeah, I'm super happy with it. It's been living in my cute little bag that I won during the Rosa Sløyfe, which is the pink ribbon collection that we had here in Norway in October. And it's handmade by Mona, it says here. I'm super pleased with it. I just love it. It's so nice. I do like drawstring. I wouldn't say I prefer it necessarily always over a zipper, but I do like it because it never, you never get any yarn stuck in a zipper. And I do have quite a bit of yarn left, as I didn't make the hat this time as long, but it's okay. I'm probably gonna make it like socks or something, other beautiful things out of it. It's fine. So yeah, my first finished object. Ramble about it so long, even though I've shown it to you 10,000 times before. So that was muscle burrow. I'll show you the till next, because this one is also something you have seen before. Last time I was working on the purple side, and this time it's finished. It's finished. Oh, actually I should open it up just to give you an idea of it, and also to prove it actually finished. Is it the right side you're seeing? Yep, you're seeing the right side. If you know, it doesn't really matter if you see it on the right side, on the wrong side. It's just as pretty on both sides. And it has kind of like a diamond shape, so one edge is just ever so slightly shorter than the other edge. If I fold it together in the corner, you see that there's a bit of a difference there. But yeah, I absolutely love it. I mean, it's so fun. Depending on my mood, I can either go for the yellow or I can go for the purple. It's so squishy, so lovely. And I like that it's double layered because it's so nice and warm. And I like that it's not too deep, because that was one of the things that has like kept me from making a half and half wrap, even though I thought the idea was really fun. But yeah, it's finished, and the yarns that I used are my treasures from my stash. The purple is Lyng from Strikk. Oh, focus. And this is all I have left. It's not a lot. So I'm super pleased with having used up pretty much all of it. I think it's under a gram that I have left of this yarn, if I'm not wrong. And the yellow yarn was a yarn that was hand dyed by Genserstrikk. And it was 100 grams to 420. It's like a basic sock yarn out of this more woolly wool yarn, which I really, really love. And I did run out of the yellow yarn. So I know that at one point I did make a mistake with the purple side, which meant that it probably was narrower, because I'd forgotten a yarn over, so it was less stitches, and I don't know, something, maybe something with my gauge. But yeah, I did run out, so I actually had to add on a little bit of yellow arvetta, which is fine. I don't mind. I had the yarn. It would have been more of a hassle if I didn't have anything to add to it, but I don't know what I've done. Somewhere something went wrong. So I added stash arvetta, a number 255. It's called Limelight. So yeah, it's like a light neon. I would say like a lemon, kind of lemony yellow, but I absolutely love it. And these are like two of my kind of treasures from my stash, because you know this is special since it's Gunniren who has dyed it, and it's this beautiful yellow. It looks maybe quite like unique color on it, but it does have a little bit of it's not a solid color, put it like that. It has some nice words, you know what I mean. And the same goes for this purple, that yeah, you see it better on this one, that there is something happening. It's not like one solid color there. Super happy. I can totally see myself making more. One, because you get to use up some beautiful yarn pretty much to the last little meter or gram. But also because I really like it. I do think it's gonna be super versatile and, you know, fun. So whatever I feel for that day, that's what I go for. Super fun. And this the till is by the Sunder Yarn and Co, and it is a free pattern on Ravelry. So I mean, have a go, have a look at it. Super fun. I have planned several more, as mentioned, so fun. Then I'll talk to you about another treasure from my stash. Because I've been really good at using up yarn from my stash, or mostly at least making use of the yarn that I have in my stash. How many times can she say stash? Obviously many. Sorry. Anyhow, I was browsing on the internet, as you do, and I stumbled upon a pattern that's called Helle Slipover. I'm trying to see if there is any sensible picture that I have. Well, actually, I don't need to. I found Helle Slipover. It is a Sandnes garn pattern. I did have a look at their webpage, and when you change the countries, it does seem like there should be a version in English, German, and Finnish. There should be. So it should be possible to find it. You just have to find like a local retailer that sells them, or yeah. I'm not 100% sure, but have a look at it if that's interesting of you. Anyway, this is like a child size. Woo! It's been in the bag. It's for my little niece. I mean, look at it. How cute is this? The details are so fun. I got the I-cord ribbons there to tie on the sides. She loves wearing dresses. Her mom struggled during the winter, like getting her into proper clothing, because she would just want to like pretty much have those pretty dresses on all the time. So the struggle of keeping her warm was real. I mean, she managed, don't get me wrong. She's a good mom. It's just that this kiddo, she loves dresses. And I thought, what's better for a little girl that loves dresses than a little slipover to give a little bit of warmth, not heat, warmth. And I do love it. It is a, I'm trying to think, was it like a, what you call, like a fisherman's ribs, fisherman rib. So it's not a brioche, like a full brioche. It's like half brioche, kind of like, yeah, fisherman rib. So it's really squishy, and I love like the details of the decreases, because you do work from the bottom up. Yeah, it's a really nice construction, and I'm super happy with it, and the texture is amazing. And I must say that this yarn that I used is amazing. I can totally see myself making something out of it sometime in the future. Let me just open up this a little bit here. This is also a treasure, like a proper treasure. I bought it back at one of the knitting markets in Kongsberg. If you like local Norway, you know about Kongsberg knitting market. If not, have a look at it. It's fun. Anyway, the yarn that I used is by Ulldesign. Is it focused? Yeah. And this yarn here is 55% superwash blue faced Leicester and 45% silk. Yeah. That's a lot of silk. Super nice and soft. This is all I have left of it. I like, when I was looking at the pattern, I was kind of worried I would run out of it, but I just made it. Even I mean, I had like a backup plan or how to kind of substitute if I did run out, but I did actually make it from just that one ball. Because yes, this is a DK weight yarn. It is 100 grams, 212 meters. And I think I made the smallest size, as she is a tiny girl. Yeah, I have not made any notes on that. Sorry about that. Anyway, I'm kind of all over the place today as well. And I held it double with silk mohair, which is also by Ulldesign. Let's see, where do I put the shadow there? And this is 72% kid mohair, 28% silk. It's 50 grams to 420 meters. So yeah, these two beautiful yarns made this beautiful luscious slipover, and her mom has already said that she would actually like to have one herself, and I have thought myself as well that this is actually a slipover I wouldn't mind having, because I find it to be so feminine, if it makes sense. And it's not so boxy, it has those little details. And there is a version for grown-ups as well, like there is a patent for it. So if you're interested, have a look at it. And it's been living in my Sømmersont bag. Because, you know, you have to kind of match the colors. So some pink. Yeah, kind of some pink going. Well, actually, no. I did have it living in in another bag, but then I have to move them around because I needed the bigger bag for this one. That's what it was. But yeah, it's been living here as well. Like it's gone through 2 project bags, and I absolutely love this. It's so well made. So that was the Hella slipover. Let me put that away. Then let me just have a look see. I think I'll do this one next because it's a small one. Hopefully I'm not gonna babble too much about it. It's living in my beautiful, no, it's not coming. It's all crinkly. It's a beautiful bag. I love it. It has these beautiful little flowers. Can you tell? Yeah. I think it was Strikkesølvi. I might be wrong. There it is. Sølvi Eriksen, who's made it. It's a bag I bought when I was in Trondheim, and I absolutely love it. I think it's so pretty in its simplicity. It's just having those little pops. Like, I love that those pink details that kind of pick up the pink color in those little flowers. Anyhow, the thing I'm trying to show you is Selma headband, which is this one there. I have showed it to you before a while back. I made a few of these. And I just kind of created one night making something small and quick. So I did. This is it. It is in moss stitch. It's super simple. And you have that little bow there. So you knit the band first. And then you make that little bow. And then, yeah, you... yeah. Make a little bow there. The yarns that I've used... Oh yeah, by the way, it is from this book here. Strikk, pannebånd by Susanne Müller. I tried to have a look if this book is available in other languages or if you could find this pattern as a single pattern. I couldn't find that, but I'm sure you can find something that's quite similar to it. The yarns that I use are also my stash yarn. It's Arvetta Classic. It's this pretty blue. It's number 197, and yeah, like you see, it's an older label, Arvetta. So it's been in my stash for a little while. And I held it together with silk cashmere that I had in my stash as well from Pinnsvin. And it's ice green. So I used up quite a lot of it. I still have a little bit left, as you see, so I'll see how I can make use of it. But I mean, the fabric that this gives is amazing. It is so soft, so nice. I'm not gonna put this headband on because this is probably gonna be a gift because I don't know. I feel like, you know, I can wear hats and look good in them. Headbands somehow I feel maybe not so much, but I do like making them from time to time because they're really quick knit. It is really practical, so you know, give it a try. And it's actually a really nice way of trying out the combination of yarns because it's a small knit and quick knit. And yeah, let's go to my next big project, which is living in this bag here. Totally awesome. This bag I bought during Ullala because Inger Lise Ruud, she had with her a couple of bags, and I was like, oh, I need to have that one. I mean, how can you not? Like, hello, totally awesome. Isn't that cool? And also I like the colors because, you know, I was kind of influenced by what I was knitting, I guess, but no, I just thought it was so cool. It just suited so well with my mindset and everything. What's living in there is this one here. Ooh, let me back up. This is the Erkna sweater or jumper by Nina Granlund Sæther, and it's from this book here. This one I don't think I've either found, at least not per today, like an English version for it, but maybe she'll come with that later. I don't know. This is the original one. It was in this, yeah, like white and black. But when I started thinking about this, I just kind of thought more and more that I wanted to use this yarn there, which is, I will show it to you. It is this beauty here, which you also have seen before. This is, the base is fin ullgarn from Rauma, but it is hand dyed by Garn Barn. It just shows their logo, not their name, but I have knitted my Vertices Unite from that. This was one of the yarns that I had, and this color in particular is called Tyra or Thyra, like you can see it there. Focus. And yeah, it is neon. It's like this really rich pink color there, and you have that really rich yellow. It actually looks quite right on the screen as it's showing, like there. Like it is as bright. And the pattern, you have like a sport weight with a lace weight, so I did held it together with this pink mohair from Rauma called Rauma Plum, and it's colorway 106 now. Let me see. Yeah, it's 106 because there was something I had in my stash, and I thought it would kind of make it more coherent in a way. So I like that. And I also, looking at the pattern, thought I was gonna run out of the crazy color, so to say, so I had also this one planned for. This is kind of like a one of a kind from Kvitlamme, so it's just like a pink. I don't remember the base, but it's quite close to like a sport weight kind of yarn. Yeah, and for the main color I used this cone of mine with ullgarn in black. And that I did have to buy some extra yarn for, because I did not have any black mohair in my stash, as black is not a color I usually knit with. But yeah, I did buy a kit silk from Drops and held these together. And yeah, these yarns together gave me this result. Really fun, really whimsical, but definitely more like autumn winter kind of sweater. I feel it's too dark for me right now, but super fun. It was so addictive and fun to knit and see how the colors came out into these little blips. And this pattern is, this jumper is knit from top down. You like create this sort of inseam looking shoulders, or like you have, wait, I'm saying, no, you do kind of have like this sort of a saddle. Can you see that even? Hard to show, maybe you see there. Like there's a saddle, and then you pick up some stitches, which creates this inseam type of shoulder. I did make a couple of changes to the pattern. I did in the beginning, I knit it as it's called for in the pattern. Let me just find it and I'll show you. And now I'll have to cover up some, so I'm not showing the pattern. Let me see, how can I sneak it in? There. As you see, it's a two-colored ribbing in the sleeve and at the bottom of the body, and also neckline. Actually, the neckline is like a double neckline, so you do this two-colored ribbing for a couple of centimeters, and then you go over to that contrast color and knit like just in stockinette, and you sew it down. And I did all these things like at first go around, but I didn't like the fit of it. I felt that by having this sort of double color and this double ribbon, or like double, I mean, like in my head, first of all, it got too busy in a way, and also I felt like the neck opening was too wide. And this being like a woolly type of jumper, I want it to be more closed rather than like, because this one I don't mind it being quite open, because it's supposed to be like an airy, summery type of jumper. But with this one I want it to be more close. I ended up actually ripping out and just doing a simple 1x1 rib. And what I chose to do is 2 setup rows for like a Italian bind off with the pink, so I would still get like that pop, but without the bulk, and with having that kind of more of a cinched in look with the ribbing. And also in that pattern, the sleeves, I mean the sleeve in themselves, they're really wide, as you can see, like, you know, like it's quite wide. And in the pattern, the one on the picture, it has quite wide sleeves. And I did try that, but then I felt it was just way too wide. I didn't enjoy that. So I ripped back and I did the other option, which I felt again gave these super puffy arms, because then this ribbing was super narrow. I just felt it was just too messy. And also with my choice of yarn, like this is quite busy, you know, there is a lot happening. I thought like I just go for a simple ribbing here as well and do the same finishing where I knit the ribbing one by one to the length I want. Sorry. And then I'll do like 2 setup rows with the pink fern Italian sewn bind off, and I'm super happy with that choice. And same for the body, because there is so much happening. I didn't need anything more happening, and I feel like this gives more to the sweater jumper sweater than it takes away. I think it was a good choice. And also what I did is that actually I had done the ribbing on the bottom first, and what I did with like this gauge, just to figure out how many stitches I wanted for ribbing, I just did a counting because I wasn't happy with the numbers of the original one. So I was like, oh, let's just see what is the gauge like, or like what would I like, and that's how I figured how many stitches I wanted to have for the sleeve ribbing, if that makes sense. Anyway, super happy with it. It's a super fun jumper, but yeah, it's probably gonna go into the closet now or wait for winter, because I don't feel like wearing black. It's seldom that I wear black in general, as like more or less never, but I felt like this combination would be so cool that I made it anyway. So yeah, super fun. I mean, look at this. It makes me happy anyway. Like, how can you not like it? Well, you can, but hello. So yeah, that was my Erkna sweater. I have like several designs of her in this book that I'm thinking of making. But yeah, I'll show you when I get there. I'm not gonna talk about that now, or like the designs that I'm thinking about now. Oh yeah, we're getting to the end of the whip parade now. No, I mean end of finished object parade. Not the whip parade, but finished object. The last finished object I have is this hat. It is a chestnut hat by TESTKNIT. And a disclaimer, this pattern was gifted to me by TESTKNIT, so advertisement, like I got it for free. And it's a super pretty, super addictive pattern to knit. And I actually have the full series of the chestnut patterns now. Like there's a cowl, there is a hoodie, hoodie, what do you call it? Like, yeah, just like, yeah, hoodie, I guess. And you have wrist warmers, you have a cowl. The cowl I have purchased from before, but yeah, I'll get a little bit back to that in a bit. The yarns that I use are also from stash. You know, I've been really good at using my stash. I've used 2 yarns. One is Arvetta Classic in the colorway Marzipan, which is 977. Yeah, isn't it? Gosh, yeah, 977. So Marzipan, it's sort of like this beigey color, cool beigey color. And I held it together with Lang Lace Lame. This really pretty, also kind of a beigey tone. This is what I used in my boyfriend's sweater in January, and it's colorway, yeah, I'll just show it to you. It's, I guess it's 01, but focus, hello, yeah, I just find this yarn to be super pretty. I mean, you have this beautiful subtle glittery. This one has like beautiful golden glitter. Super pretty. And I absolutely love the effect it gave to my boyfriend's sweater. So it's definitely yarn I would use again. And I think, I mean, you can't really tell, but it does have a little bit of this soft glitter in there happening. And I think this is going to be a gift, by the way. This is going to my sister. She's already claimed it. But I can see this, like her walking down the street, looking really pretty, glittering a little bit as like, you know, some snowfall on her hat. When it comes to winter, now we're going to summer, so everything in good time. And yeah, it was super addictive, super easy pattern to get into. If you have not tried the Chestnut series, like check it out. I found it to be really, really fun. And I'm not paid to say that. I have not washed and blocked it, by the way. It's just like, this is straight off the needles, and you know, it is what it is right now. I will wash it and block it before I send it to my sister, but I also want to make her wrist warmers. I think it's just such a pretty pattern. I just love those little chestnuts there. And yeah, this project was living in my bag by Edrun Garnhaven. She has her own podcast here on YouTube. So if you're a Scandic person, check her out, because she does podcast in Norwegian. But yeah, love that bag. It's so pretty. I actually added like a little charm on that the other day. No, it's very not easy to see. It's like this little happy bee with this. I thought it went so well with the bag, because then it's easier to grab the zipper, and that's why I'm gonna add it there. And it looks good. That was all for my finished objects. So let's get into what I'm working on. Let's do the simple socks first. I have a pair of vanilla socks on my needles, and something is happening with the light. I'm not sure what. I dropped the camera before when I was changing the battery, because the battery ran out, and now it seems like it's going, the colors are changing for some reason quite a bit. But anyhow, I have cast on a pair of vanilla socks. I must say they're not getting a whole lot of love, because I've been just occupied with a lot of different projects now. This is how far I've got now. It's toe up. I have a ball of yarn in there, that's why it's looking kind of weird. But this, there is no pattern. It's just something I'm making up as I go, so to say. So it's just from my head. Simple Turkish cast on for the toe. Increase till I have like 64 stitches, and then I have, is it 4 rows of stripes of the different colors. I'm thinking, and I have a toe on this one. I am thinking of doing a shadow wrap heel. I was gonna do a like toe up gusset, but then I forgot about it, and I got too far with the stripes, and I just couldn't be bothered to rip back. So I'm going with the shadow wrap heel. Yeah. The yarns that I'm using are, so far this is a skein of like a copper color mini from, I believe this was from my advent calendar from 2022. I think so. I have misplaced the label. I know I have somewhere like some, yeah. Anyhow, it doesn't matter. So I'm using the mini from my advent calendar, and yeah, there's the, I mixed them up there. Yeah. I made those little tags when I had the calendar, and I wrote down like which day it was, so that I would know, because I thought it was kind of fun to know and see, because I love that calendar. I really did. Like, I found that the colors went together so well, and there was felt like it was a thought behind there, which I really, really enjoyed. Anywho, it's the copper, and then there is this sort of a green with some copper in there, and sort of like a purpley tones and greenish tones. Yeah, I said that already, didn't I? And then my idea is to go into this next day, the 6th of December, there, which is a lighter version of this one, really, because it's more like, yeah, you see, it's more of this green, less of those coppery bits, but they're still there. And since I have just like this, I had the 20-gram copper. If I do run out of it, I still have quite a bit of copper, like from a full skein from Fortuna. So this will be something I will be using in case I run out of this one. Because my idea is to do the toes, the heel, and the cuff. It should be enough. But you never know, you know. If I suddenly feel like for like a longer cuff or anything, then I at least have something to add on. But yeah, I think they're gonna be really fun. Because, you know, well, it's actually there, maybe it's quite accurate. But yeah, I haven't been working a lot on them. I have had them on my needles for quite a while, but there's been just too many projects that have been so fun to work with, and that have been kind of like easy enough, or actually easier maybe than these vanilla socks, because I do have to pay attention to the rows and, well, like the stripes. Anywho, they haven't gotten much love, so let's not spend more time on them. But I do love the yarn. I think it's so pretty, and I've had like a plan of making socks out of them for a long time, and now it's finally sort of coming true. My next whip is the Sensillo Cholette by Britt Schmiesing. It is a free pattern on Ravelry. And I have it like held together with this big pin, so it's easier to work on it. So let me just remove that and let it down. And this is it. It's a really simple pattern, but yet I still have not memorized it fully. I like know it partially, but I do have to like look at the pattern from time to time. But I think it's gonna be so cool. It's kind of like a bit more edgy than I feel like I am, but I think it's just so cool. The yarns that I'm using are, it's this zebra yarn, which is a Treasure Deluxe from my stash. Let me just get it out. It's stuck, the label, because I stuffed them in the bowl, the yarn bowl there. And let me open it up. It is, as I said, Strikk. And the color is Dagens Garnglede Snurr. And this yarn was a gift to me, so it is a treasure that I'm treasuring and enjoying so much. And as you see, there is so much happening in the yarn, and I could have picked so many different colors. And yeah, I mean, I could have gone with a pink, I could have gone with, yeah, yellow, green, whatever. But I chose to do a black edge, which is, like I said, I'm not sure if I'm that edgy, but I quite love it. Like when I put this around my neck, I really love the way it looks. I think it's really cool. So fun. Let me just have it there while I show it to you. The black yarn is is Sunday by Sandnes Garn. That was meant to be for a purse, but ever since I bought the yarn, I thought I probably would like to make the purse from more of a cotton yarn. So probably I'm gonna, oh, like, not probably, now I'm gonna definitely do that. I'm gonna get a hold of some fingering weight black cotton instead for the purse. And I think that's gonna be more versatile in my mind, at least. But yeah, it's super cool. It's super fun, and I love how this yarn gets to shine, like, really, because I tried to start a muscle burrow with it and I felt it got lost. I tried to start a till with it and I felt that it got lost. Well, here it gets to shine by itself, and it's also partially why I have chosen the black lace because I feel that is the color that kind of took the least away from it, I think. At the same time that you do have those sort of spots in a yarn that do have the black in them with the zebra stripes and everything. So that was my thought, and I do love how it looks. It looks better in real life than you actually get to see on the screen, but I think it's super cool. I might just get really edgy for like autumn with my black Erkna sweater, and then like, you know, I just absolutely love it. It's so pretty. I mean, look at this. It's so fun with a little bit of pooling happening here and there. It's so cool. And I have to show you, I have to of course have a little bit of edgy Easter stoppers. It's my Halloween Easter rabbit. And it is living in another bag from Selma. I absolutely love this bag as well. So pretty. Again, I'm not a huge black color fan, but sometimes, you know, the mood strikes and I want something black, and that's what I go for. Hello. I'm seeing the color is blowing out today for some reason. I don't know why. Hopefully it's not too bad, that you can still see me. So yeah, that was the Sensilla Charlotte. And as you see, I haven't got much left now. I'm decreasing, so it's gonna go faster and faster. But again, this one hasn't gotten any love now for a couple of days because I got hooked on the chestnut hat, and I have another chestnut project on my needles. And this is where I'm gonna have to say advertisement because I have received pattern, I have received yarn for this project, and this project is a TESTKNIT for headband. So this is a design that I'm test knitting for headband, and this is the Chestnut Tee, and this is how far I've gotten. And it has those beautiful little chestnuts again. Oh, let me see if I can show there. I think they're just so pretty because they're so small, and it creates this cool texture, which I really enjoy. And I love how she's kind of picked, as like when you look at the chestnut pattern, you have like these little holes at the bottom of them, like those yarn overs there. Can you see them? Yeah, like there and there. And that same kind of structure sort of goes through the neckline with these little holes there, yarn overs. It's so pretty, so well thought through. Yeah, as you figured, it is top down because this is a neckline. It's not my waist, not that tiny waist. And it's really cleverly constructed. I mean, you have the German shoulders in there, and you are increasing both for the sleeve and the body at like strategic points. So this sort of pattern just keeps on like flowing out and getting more and more. It's so pretty. I'm not paid to say that. I mean, I guess I have received the yarn, I have received the pattern, but I do like really love the pattern. And I know I've said before that I don't want to have knitted t-shirts, but when the yarn you're knitting out of is a cashmere and silk blend, it's gonna be a nice cool one. So this is cashmere silk by Strikk. It is a 50% cashmere and 50% silk blend. It's a non-superwash. This Strikk, and I have this beautiful, it's kind of she has a color called Pinot Noir on her webpage, which is kind of like, yeah, like as it kind of suggests, Pinot Noir is a wine as far as I know, maybe something else, but it's kind of like this sort of deep wine, purple red-ish kind of color. And this is like a lighter version of that, because this is called Nordfra 3, like from the north, number 3. And I think it's super pretty. I'm just envisioning this sort of super classy, sleek, lovely t-shirt, you know, wearing with maybe either white trousers or black trousers, like, you know, keep it nice and classy. And the yarn, I mean, like, look at the drape. I was gonna cake them up both. I have like received 2 skeins, and I was gonna cake them both up, and I thought like, no, I have to show you the drape of this yarn. Like, the only thing that's keeping it up really is like the label. Otherwise, it has a mind of its own. Super soft, super nice, and it's really nice to work with. This is my first time working with this yarn. I can definitely see myself trying this again in the future, and I haven't mentioned it, but it's 100 grams to 400 meters, so like a fingering weight yarn then. And if you're looking for a like an option to the merino wools or woolly wools, and you want something, or like you don't want maybe go for linen, like whatever, maybe this is something you can splurge on. So pretty, and it is super nice. Yeah, I have a deadline, or like we in the test group, we have a deadline for the 25th of April with this tee. So I need to crack it on. I was actually quite far along with it. I had done like 4 sections of the chestnut, so I'm like about 1 chestnut away from where I was. But I ripped it all back. Why did I do that? Well, because when I did the swatch for this jumper, I mean, the pattern calls for 2.5. When I did the 2.5, I got way too many stitches according to where I was supposed to be at. Then I tried, and looking at how many stitches I had there, I figured I probably could go straight up to 3, and I think I was still a little bit off, but it was not too bad. I'm trying to think which way it was. Anyway, I did try also 325, but then I landed on 3. Started knitting, was quite happy with it, and I had gotten like quite far, and then I thought like, I'll just have another gauge kind of test now, like see if I'm still on gauge. I was not. And when I put it on, I felt it was just too loosey-goosey, and I was like, even though I probably would have gotten away with that, because I had like 1 stitch less per 10 centimeters than I was supposed to have, I could have gotten away, but I just didn't like the way it was sitting on me, and it's nothing to do with the pattern. It was just purely to do with the fact that my gauge was off. So I made the decision of ripping it out and restarting it, and I'm happy I did, because when I put it on now, it sits really nicely. The neckline is really beautiful, and yeah, happy with this. This is probably gonna be the project I will show the most attention to coming days. One, I was hoping to have it done by Saturday. I don't know if that's still doable now that I've ripped back and re-knit this once. So I've lost quite a few hours, and also kind of felt like I lost my mojo a little bit when I did that. So I actually took a day break from it, because I knew I had to rip it out, and it wasn't like something I wanted to do, but same time I knew I was gonna regret it if I didn't do it. But yeah, I'm gonna crank on it and see how far I get it. But so far I love it. So happy with being asked to test knit it. This is gonna be definitely a beautiful piece that I'm gonna cherish for many reasons for the time to be. And this one is living. I had to match it, of course. It's in my Strikkefeber bag. I've spoken about this before. These are recycled saris, so there is really no bags that are alike. Strikkefeber has a shop here in Oslo, but these bags are sold in other places as well. I've seen at least Husfliden has it here in Oslo in Glassmagasinet. So if you're in Oslo area, if you know where Glassmagasinet Center is, and you know that the Husfliden is down in the basement there, they sell them. Not paid to say that. I just love them. I think they're super versatile, really nice, and there's so many pretty colors. I make. Have a look if you're interested in something unique. And that, my friends, was all for the knitting. So now that I have left is the acquisitions. So yeah, if that is not your cup of tea, thank you for spending your time with me. I wish you a wonderful day. Wonderful month of April is coming up. I wish you many beautiful days and a lot of spring feelings there. But if you wanna, so thank you and goodbye. But if you're interested in seeing my acquisitions, this is where it starts. So, what have I acquired since last? As I mentioned before, I did buy some kit silk in black for my Erkna sweater. I did buy, was it 5 balls, 6 balls of this? 5, must have been 5. Just to be on the safe side that I had enough. I did have enough, I had plenty enough, so I actually returned 2 of the balls. But in that shop you don't really have like a return in policy in the sense that you get money in return, I believe. Maybe I'm wrong. But I exchanged those for some off-white ones. I thought that's something I can always make use for at a later point. Oh, crinkle, sorry. I did buy an extra ball of Tynn Kit Silk Erle from Dale. Oh, I'm getting hair in my eye. In this off-white, and Kit Silk Drops in this sort of a lilac-y color, which is the colorway 38. I have both of these from before and I have a plan for them. I have a sweater I want to knit, so I just needed to add on just a little bit more because I have just a little too little. So these are coming into stash so that they can actually go out of the stash quite quickly. Now to the more exciting stash. As I mentioned before, I was to Ulala, the knitting day, and there we had some goodie bags, and in every single goodie bag there was a mini skein. And first I got a gray one, I think it was, but I was allowed to change it, and I changed it into this beautiful, like a spring green, it says. It's there, maybe it's quite right, maybe. It's sort of like a pastel-y warm green, like, yeah, like pretty much like those first green leaves that you see pop out in the springtime. Super pretty. And the reason why I changed it for the green is that, yes, I could have changed for a yellow, for a pink and the blue, but those are the colors I actually have quite a bit of in my stash from before, so I went for something that I don't have a lot of, hence the green. Super happy with it. So it is a fingering stock weight garnfene. They do have this bundle with, is it all of these colors? Is it like 5 colors, 6 colors you can buy? Sort of like this pastel spring set. So if you're interested, have a look. It's super pretty. It's like a candy, yeah. But I also bought this minty color from there. This is, let me see. It's looking a little bit more blue on the screen. It is more of a, I'm trying to see. No, it's really hard to capture. It is a minty, like more of a greeny color, minty color. It is a 50 gram. It is a fingering sock weight. Sock weight fingering, yeah. Why am I saying it like that? It is a 50 gram ball, 212 meters, superwash merino, and 25 nylon. So it's not a typical color I go for, but I'm thinking that I'm not necessarily gonna make a garment out of it, but I would love to like add it as an accent color when I'm knitting maybe socks or anything. Like it's just a fun, fresh color that I think can look really, really pretty. You know, like if you hold it next to like a pink, it's super pretty. Like just imagine making socks with like those two, for example. Yeah, you're not getting the full beauty because I see that the color is not coming through all through, and I see for some reason my color just keeps on blowing out. Anyhow, so tiny little acquisition there, but it's really all I bought when I was on that knitting day. I was good. I walked away only with these two, so that's 70 grams extra into my stash, which is really good. I usually come away with a lot more from there. And talking about garnfene, when I ordered that little extra ball of silk cashmere, they sent me this really pretty stitch mark, no, progress keeper. Yeah, hard to show, but it's really pretty. My colors and everything, super, super nice. And also in a goodie bag, there was like other things. There was this stitch marker from, yeah, mykt, which has Ulala 2020, or like 8th of 3rd 2025. Hello, it has a date for the happening there. There's a little keepsake, a memory, and there are nail files. And also they had a pen with the same logo as they had for the knit happening. So it's a little, I was gonna say rabbit, no, lamb lady with red stockings for, because it was the 8th of March, which is the International Women's Day. So this is really fun. Definitely gonna remind me every time. Definitely gonna remind me of Ulala every time I use that pen. And then when I was in Kvelle, I was also gifted this yarn here, which is a signature 4-ply by West Yorkshire Spinners. It is a sock yarn. You see, this one has very tiny print. Well, not where it says 400 meters, 100 grams, 400 meters. But what I'm looking for is the blend. It's 75% wool and 25% nylon. I really do like the more woolly kind of wool for like when I'm knitting socks and stuff. I like, and sweaters actually as well. I do like the feel of the woolly wool. That's why I prefer that over merino, but that's my personal preference, and maybe not always, but you know, this is what I like. And you know who you are who gave this, so I'm not gonna mention names, but thank you so much. I have already thought about a couple things I would want to make with that, but I'm trying to take it cool and not rush into anything. And also I mentioned before Oslo Mikrospinneri. I mentioned that I had my birthday, that I met up with my friends, and first one of them came in with like, here is the bag, like not here's a bag, here's a gift to you. And that in that gift there were these two beauties. I mean, like, hello. This is, as I mentioned, Oslo Mikrospinneri, and it is Klokkelyng is the name. And it is, let me find a tag that's not stapled through. It is a really beautiful blend. I'll put it there. It's like Norwegian wool there, and lamb's wool, and mulberry silk. And it's just so beautiful. And anyway, I got those two, and when my other friend saw that I had received this from the friend that I got them from, she's like, oh, I was gonna take you to that shop, because we're talking about, yeah, like I said, Oslo Mikrospinneri. This shop is just behind the coffee shop that we went to. And she's like, you know, I would love to like add on some more so you can actually get something out of this yarn. So I got 4. Oh my god, so many words to tell you so little. absolutely love this yarn. As I said, I had been eyeing it. I had been googling it. I was looking at this yarn. It is 50 grams to 300 meters. So there's quite a few meters on these little tiny skeins there. I haven't got a plan for them. This came a little bit unplanned to me because I had gone through the shop before I met them. As I mentioned before, I had been to the hairdressers. I was early out and I thought, oh, they are open today. I'll have a look-see. So I don't have a plan, but I mean, like, hello, beautiful. I seem to be having a theme because, like, thinking about the chestnut tee I'm knitting, it's kind of in the same color family. And I absolutely love it. It's kind of like really lovely pink leaning. Yeah, it's kind of like a dark cerise. It's not this bright as it looks, but it's more a darker color. So pretty. So I'm gonna have to figure out something really special to make out of this. So that's another 200 grams into my stash. But still, I got more out than I got in, I think. I'll have to do some calculations by the end of May when the knit along runs out. Yeah, I mentioned the knit along, but I didn't mention any dates. It's from the 1st of 1st 2025 till the 31st of 5th 2025. So still plenty of time to join. And if you have some whips from before, like as in if you started something in 2024, it's okay to bring them along. I'm not going to be too stiff about that, so to say. You're allowed to bring whips. The main point is that we use our stash and we use our library and, you know, enjoy what we make. And then I have only 2 acquisitions left, and they are 2 books. The first one is Fair Isle Knitting, and it's by Carina Olsson. I had purchased this already before I podcasted last time, but I totally forgot about mentioning it. I had plans for it, I forgot about it. But yeah, I first saw this book on a Norwegian podcast here called Nina i den glade tråd, and was super inspired by it. And I thought, like, oh, maybe I'll just, you know, borrow the book from a library, which I did, and maybe that'll be enough. But I must say that this book is so beautiful in itself that it just kind of inspired me to get it, because it has those beautiful inspirational books pages, pictures, where she shows her color inspirations, how she puts them together. It's so pretty, like having this sort of landscape and then the colors you pick out. So that's one part of the book. I think it was super inspiring, super lovely. I must say I'm not a huge fan personally of the designs for the sweaters and jumpers, which is like, that's me, and maybe one day I'll think differently. But I did like quite a few of the accessories they had. I mean, like, I do love the vest in here, but I'm not a huge, like, a vest or like a slip over kind of wearer. So I just had it and I lost it. Never mind. But I did like quite a few, like as I said, accessories in here. Like, look at this beautiful, I mean, like, hello. Is it a basker in English as well? No, it's like an alpine. No, that's Norwegian still. But I mean, I thought it was so pretty. And I love the way she's playing with the colors, and I do love her gloves. There's quite a few really pretty designs in there. I mean, like, look at these mittens as well, so pretty. So there's quite a few designs here actually I would love to make, but especially, yeah, like gloves and mittens and hats, but also these project bags. This is actually what Nina was talking about in her podcast. She showed them to me, no, not to me, well, to me as well, but her viewers. And I thought it was so pretty. And what a fun way to try out color combinations, to try out different patterns, you know, like trying the technique of knitting stranded color to start off with. Brilliant. would I been able to figure this out like without the pattern? Sure, but I mean, let's support the beautiful makers we have, and you know, this book I think is super pretty, very inspirational. If you're interested in like in color, how to put together different colors, I would definitely recommend this. Not paid to tell you so. I thought it was really pretty, and yeah, I was first like, oh, do I want this? But I was like, no, actually, there's quite a few things I love in there. Like besides the fact that it's really beautiful. When I realized how many of the accessories I would actually love to make, it was not a question anymore whether to own it or not. And then the other day I actually purchased this one here. This is like knits from the north by Kristina Gjertsen, and it is I'm not actually, how do you say kvensk in English, people? You screaming there, but it's like inspired by Sami and kvensk, whatever, however to translate that culture, which is in itself very interesting, like seeing different cultures and how like they put together colors as one thing, what they are inspired by, that's another thing. This is like a cloudberry sweater. This was also on the front page. This I've seen several people make, and actually I would love to make something like one like this. And she had some other ones, like this is also really pretty. There's quite a few really pretty like sweater designs here. I mean, look at this cool one for your man or your son or whoever you have, like your father, like a beautiful male figure. And yeah, I mean, there's quite a few really lovely sweater designs in here that I am kind of tempted to make. I think this is actually really cool as well. And there was quite a few patterns that I was looking at, and I was reading the names, and I can see some similarities with the Estonian language. So it was interesting in that as well. In that sense as well. So yeah. And it was a good offer on this book, so I mean, you can't just pass on a good offer. This one also reminds me a little bit of like Estonian roots, actually, like the type of pattern. So yeah, super happy with those two new acquisitions in the book world. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of this road. Well, at least to this episode. I do feel like I've been all over this place, well, like this space today. I apologize for that. Well, actually I don't. It's just the way I am, and I hopefully you'll like it and enjoy it, and unfortunate if you don't, but I guess I can't be anybody else than me. But anywho, the most important thing is thank you for joining me, and yeah, being here with me. I know you're taking time out of your day, and I do appreciate that super much. And I thank you for watching, commenting, liking, subscribing. Thank you. And with this, much love, wishing you a beautiful spring, and I'll hope to see you here next time. Bye.
Og nå